Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ply Center Practice, Powertime Practice here on Saturday, July 25th, 2020. My name is Sucharita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. It is a powerful time to come together during this Audi month, and we have been sharing about it for the past couple of weeks since the sun transited into the sign of Cancer. And that is the beginning of 6 months of tremendous spiritual energy that is available for us to align with the cosmic energies. The cosmos are playing out divine guidance for us. And then we can, with our spiritual practices, we can align with that energy and then bring in that intelligence into the earth plane and then help us to navigate these very challenging times. So it is a very powerful time again to come together, especially as Dr. Pillai is bringing in this powerful goddess called Draupadi. And Vyasa is the sage or the saint who is a great being, and he wrote the Indian epic Mahabharata and also the Vedas. So the Vedic tradition came through Vyasa, aligning with the cosmic beings and bringing that information on how to live, how to navigate life through these times. Again and again, we are repeating history. So even though we feel like science and technology has evolved us, and we should be evolved and we should be like more like gods and goddesses. However, it doesn't seem that way. So Dr. Pillai has been asked by the divine to bring in this goddess Draupadi, and Vyasa is the one who wrote about her in the Mahabharata. So you can read about that on Pillai Center or Astroved blog. And why is he bringing her in now? Because she is the goddess of high self-esteem. We need to be out of our ego and separated from the illusory forces, the Maya, the illusion that we cannot access God consciousness, that we have to suffer. And then the karma is that which keeps us thinking the same thoughts over and over again, not only our individual karma, our collective karma. So this time where COVID-19, coronavirus in 2019, that's where COVID-19 comes from. 19 is the year. So COVID is the type of virus, coronavirus, that is now coming out in 2019. It's been around for years. However, this strain is deadly. And we have to take it seriously, although we also need to not only take care of our health and our well-being and our emotions on the physical plane, the finances, the economy is really taking a heavy, heavy hit. And it's taking a while for us to create this new normal, whatever that is going to be. And it's upsetting. The whole world is upset. And it was enough to have wars going on in the world, but now there are wars going on with our neighbors. And it is a scary time. So we don't want to focus on that. We want to be able to, be in isolation and call on the divine. So this Draupadi, she's coming in now, and Dr. Pillai has been hosting Fire Labs free for everyone. So if someone is here on Pillai Center, please go ahead and post the link to the Fire Lab on YouTube, which will be happening at 9 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time, or 12 a.m., which is midnight Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and that's tonight. So in a couple of hours from now. So we're going to get all revved up. We're going to be prepared to really dive deep into the spiritual energies that are going to be activated as Dr. Pillai invokes the goddess to come into the earth plane, and you will feel her, as we have been in the past several nights. So he is full of compassion. He is full of energy and intelligence that is coming from the divine realms and saying, we need divine intervention. So God can intervene during these uncertain times and set things right. So what Dr. Ply shares is he's bringing this goddess who has been, in ancient times, she's been forgotten. So she's Draupadi, the character in the Mahabharata. She was a queen. So we're going to experience her consciousness as Dr. Ply brings her into the earth plane, brings her in through the fire. Why the fire? Because the fire is from the heavens. All these divine beings are like millions of suns light. They're fire. So Agni, the fire god, he has come from heaven and he said, listen, I will be the conduit. I will be that which will filter these divine beings to come into the earth plane. Otherwise, we would be all barbecue. We would be burning like, Moses and the burning bush. That's how God appeared, as a burning bush, and he went blind. So we don't want to do that. And that's why we are studying with Dr. Pillai, Sadhguru, that he knows how much intelligence can come in, how much divinity can come in at one time to get into each and every one of us who participates or live or listens to the recording, watches the recording, because it's at the level of the soul. So what is our soul? Our soul is on fire. Our soul is that which enlivens us. And what do I mean by that? Our neurons in our brain and in our body, the nerve cells, they fire when they communicate. They connect with one another. They set up a connection with one another and they get fired up, just like we do when we are with people who we really enjoy talking with, or we're working with them on a project and we're creating something, or when we're with our family members that we're excited about doing something with them, we get fired up. It's literally true. So the neurons fire so that we can access this intelligence that is coming in to the earth plane and then not get burnt to a crisp. So that energy will come in through the fire ritual or homa or havan. And we don't know if it's going to be a modified fire ritual or if it is going to be a fire ritual that Dr. Ply normally does in the fire pit or fireplace. So I'm just going to leave that up to you to be curious about, and then you can definitely join either live, or if you need to get some rest, depending on where you are in the world, you may be, pretty tired. It may be in the middle of the night. Then you can pick it up and watch it when you get up. And it's so, so important to get caught up on those fire labs, because the consciousness is building and building and building inside of us. So this Draupadi was a queen. And this queen consciousness, this royalty consciousness, is what we need to feel right now. Because we are not only being challenged with financial stress, relationships are really challenged. The kids don't know which way to turn. Everything is turned upside down. It's topsy-turvy, as they say. So we don't know which way is up, and it's all about looking up to the divine and asking for the blessings to come in, enliven our souls, so that we will start to think thoughts that are going to give us high self-esteem, and we're going to know what to do, when to do it, how to do it, what to say, who to say it to. So the who, what, where, when, why questions and the how questions that we always ask ourselves, and we worry and we're so anxious and we get depressed or we get angry or frustrated. All those who, what, where, when, why, how questions will get answered in an instant. And that's what a miracle is. A miracle is we're receptive, we're open to the possibility that it could bring in the answer to your problem, or it could shift the energy of things that are happening, and it's all going on behind the scenes. So just when you think, oh my God, my karma can't get any worse, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the goddess will say, enough is enough. And when we surrender to the goddess, when we surrender to the process, tapping into these spiritual realms, getting fired up, feeding our soul, quenching our soul's thirst, then the divine says, I have a place to bring this intelligence in. You are the fire, you are the conduit. And then you can experience getting fired up in your life. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you'll be happy for no reason. So that's the highest vibration. That's the highest consciousness, is joy and love and happiness. And it's not something intellectual or emotional. It's you are happy for no reasons, absolutely no reasons. There's so much bliss. There's so much joy. And then it spills over into everyone else. And that's what all the masters do. They're just here to say, you are God. You are God. So what did Draupadi want? She wanted incredible power, and she meditated on that power. And then she ended up marrying the Pandavas, the 5 brothers. That's how much power she had. So the reason she did marry these men was that she knew they were 5 different gods. And then by marrying them, she became the goddess of infinite power. She's the sum totality of the power of these 5 gods. She's extremely beautiful. So if you haven't experienced beauty of the body, beauty of the mind, beauty of the heart, beauty of the soul, beauty of everything around you, if you don't see beauty in even the ugliest things that we would think as a human being is not so appealing, if you don't see the beauty in it, then we have to align with the goddess. So she will help us to see the power and the energy of being in the right place at the right time, thinking, saying, and doing that which Draupadi is here to reveal to us. We will just be in joy and happiness no matter what is going on and no matter what anyone says to us. And that will be spilling over. It will be contagious. And then there will be joy in the space and in the people around you. And they will just be like dancing for no reason or happy for no reason. Even if it is momentarily, you will see the twinkle. And that's what she will do. She's the goddess of wisdom. So wisdom is not intelligence. Wisdom is not education or academia or even knowing the Vedas or any sacred texts. People have said, I've read the Bible 5 times. And I said, what was your experience? Well, there are some good stories in it. So again, if we are reading it or looking for the answers to life through the sacred texts, regardless of what your culture or tradition is, then, and we're just look for the storyline or the moral of the story, and we get some good kind of feeling, or we're upset about something, or we can relate to it. There's some insight, and then we move along. But if we can really go deep into it, beyond the words, beyond the storyline, and we merge with the goddess energy, that's when we know that we are communing with at the level of the soul. And then the soul is what will guide us. Everyone always says, I don't know what my soul's purpose is. So your soul's purpose is to keep getting fed with spiritual practices that you do. And so this wisdom is that which is going to grow. The soul is the wisdom. The intelligence at the level of the soul is the wisdom. And that is beyond words. So we want to experience the aha that's endless. When you have one of those aha moments, you're like, whoa, that was profound. Or, oh gosh, that's why I had to go through that experience in life. Oh my goodness. Or you have an aha where you have an insight about a problem and then all of a sudden it's resolved and whoa, how did that happen? That's the goddess. Will answer before you can even ask the question. So that's what wisdom is. And you have to experience it, but because talking about it isn't something that you're going to be able to understand. It's like going to the Grand Canyon and being at the edge of it and trying to express what that experience means. There are no words. Or you look into the eyes of a newborn and all you want to do is cry. And you're just like crying for joy. And you're just like, this is a bundle of joy and happiness from heaven, and you could just Google gaga at it all day long. That is what the wisdom is. It's purity, it's grace, it's God, and your soul recognizes it, and it just wants to cry tears of joy and happiness. So this goddess is the goddess of power, and everything is born out of her as the fire. So getting fired up. So we're going to birth ourselves or have a baptism by fire, not through human birth. We're going to birth her consciousness inside of our consciousness. When we have a thought, it's like this light bulb goes off, and then some of the cartoon images, you see the light bulb as in, oh, I have a great idea, light bulb. So it is that which is throwing light on whatever you were ignoring or what was dark for you, you couldn't see. So she is going to help to light up our brain, to light up our heart, to light up our eyes, to light up every aspect of our being. And we're going to dance with her tonight. We're going to do a meditation. We're going to chant the mantra that Dr. Pillai gave us, or you can just sing along with it, or you can be just listening to it. Not just. You can be merging with the goddess, moving your body, feeling her enter you as we go through this mantra that Dr. Pillai has given us. So she herself is born out of the fire, and she wants to get us fired up. And so Dr. Pillai has been commissioned to bring this the goddess back in, and she is really, really powerful. And we want to experience what that means to us. Now, some people say, oh, Sutrita, I had the world's worst meditation. My thoughts were all over the map. I was thinking thoughts of when I was 2 years old or 5 years old or 20 years old or 60 years old. And these things happened around that time period. I can't forgive the person that the situation happened with, or I can't forgive myself, or I'm beating myself up. So all these kinds of thoughts can come up because the power and the energy of the goddess is to clean up our consciousness. Because if our neurons are going to fire with divinity, we need to get scrubbed up good. So she is going to come into the earth plane, and she's going to bring dramatic results to end the suffering, both health-wise and economic suffering. And that's what the divine has asked Dr. Pillai to do, to bring these gods and goddesses in. And this goddess, Draupadi, is someone you are going to come to know intimately. And you thereafter, as you continue to chant this mantra, you're going to feel her in your life. You're going to see her in your life. You're going to merge with that power and the energy of high self-esteem. And people will be looking to you to guide them, not in a way that you are going to be telling them what to do, but they will be like, whoa, you're so full of grace. You're so full of happiness and joy. That is something that is not common in the everyday life. So you will bring Draupadi's joy, Draupadi's empowerment to the earth plane. So she's the one who's going to bring wealth and especially status back to women. So this is the time. And Dr. Pillai shared this many, many years ago, in fact, when we hit the 2000 mark. He said that 2 is the number for the goddess and for feminine energy to come in. So the 1900s, the 1800s, 1700s, anything with a 1, that was a big battle with male energy. And not as in male and female, it's about masculine and feminine energy, because there are females who are quite male-like in their expression of who they are, because perhaps they've had to be that way in order to get where they needed to get into life in this lifetime. So at this point in time. So she's also the goddess who's in charge of bringing beauty. Again, if you don't recognize the beauty, even in all the ugliness of life, the so-called ugliness, and I'll do the air quotes, ugliness, because it's a matter of perception. So even the rose can be uh, perceived as being ugly if you're staring at the thorn and you're going after it and it pricks you and you go, oh, this ugly rose, look what it did to me, I'm bleeding. And someone else might go, oh my God, look at this rose, it's so beautiful, it smells so wonderful, oh, it makes me so happy. And it's avoiding the thorns. So we can see the ugliness in life, or we can see the beauty. It's just a matter of switching your perception. And the go-to for most human beings is negative. It is a no, it's a negator. So we all know that. Even if we have a smile on our face, we'll be saying, I don't really believe what I'm saying. Uh, and that's just what happens. Or you feel like you're speaking and then somebody else doesn't believe what you're saying. And you're just like, oh, how do I come out of this? So the goddess will erase all that, and she will bring the joy and the happiness, and it will be contagious. So she will bring the self-esteem, the wealth, the prosperity for everyone. Again, it's not necessarily only for women, it's for men as well. Bringing the goddess energy, the Kundalini energy into your body, mind, and soul, into your awareness. You will feel it moving through you. It will get you starting to dance inside. So you don't have to be stiff when you're meditating. You can be moving with the goddess. You might feel a tremendous amount of heat and you're sweating or perspiring for no reason. Those are indications of the goddess. Or you can be totally knocked out. All of a sudden you're chanting and then poof, you go out. Or you're meditating and you don't know where you went, except you're sitting there and you're hearing some voice, if it's Dr. Ply, guiding you through a meditation or through the fire lab, the chants. And you're going, oh, wow, this is amazing. And then you don't know what happened. And all of a sudden the fire lab is over or the meditation is over. You transcended everything. So you jumped out of this moment in time and you went into an eternal moment where all the gods and goddesses exist. See, the earth plane is the only plane of existence that has this slow time. All the other planes of existence can manifest and demanifest instantaneously. They don't go, okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. They don't do that. They just, oh, you want beauty, you want health, you want well-being, you want peace on the earth plane, you want people to come out of suffering, you want the animals and plants to be happy, and you want all the pollution to be gone. You want this to be the most beautiful, radiant place before you leave this lifetime. That's what the goddess and gods do. They do it instantaneously, and they want us to raise our vibration so then they can come in. We have to invite them in. It's a reciprocal exchange. So the intelligence is coming in. We're saying, yes, come in. And that's where human will comes in, is that you can open up to the divine, or you can continue to do your ego-driven stuff, which marginalizes God. It says, okay, you go off to the side, God. This is all me. The ego is all me. And we're just suffering again and again. And a lot of energy is needed to do things. And you might think, oh, this is so cool. But then after years or decades, your life energy, your life force goes down. So it doesn't matter if you've manifested a fabulous reality. You can look at your health and go, wow, I should have used my time and energy more wisely. And what is wisdom? It's the goddess. It's the gods. So she's in charge of bringing beauty, happiness, fun. As Dr. Ply shares, he wants to bring Draupadi into the earth plane so people can go to the beaches and have some fun. It's summertime and we've been in isolation lockdown for way too long and people are upset with everybody. So we need to get back to playing and be joyous with one another. So these, there's special fire labs for the Vyasa Draupadi. You can go check that out on Ply Center or Ashurveda as per your preference. And we will honor the goddess, that fiery energy, by participating via proxy, meaning that the Vedic specialists will perform the fire lab in India on your behalf, and you will feel it. You will feel it in your soul. These past couple of days, We were in this, we talked about it last week in Power Time practice, is Naga Chaturthi and Naga Panchami, meaning Chaturthi means fourth and Panchami means fifth. So Naga means this snake energy. So the Nagas are spiritual beings and they're like snakes. Patanjali, the father of yoga, is a great example of a half snake, half man. So he is that representing the snake energy, is representing the Kundalini energy inside of us. If it gets out of control, we can be power mongers and then have to come back and be cursed and all these things. So this Naga Panchami and Naga Chaturthi, these fifth and fourth moons, respectively, they were really incredible times for the energy to come into the earth plane. And I sponsored the services so that I would help to get rid of that affliction that I inherited. So also Rahu and Ketu are the snake planets, planetary beings, and they're associated with the moon. So the north and the south node of the moon, Rahu's the north, Ketu's the south node of the moon. And that affects how we think and how we feel and our emotions and what we inherited. And it's how we are perceiving the soul's journey. So the soul is represented by the sun, and the sun moves through a zodiac sign mid-month to mid-month. And it started on the 16th of July, this Audi month as well. And the moon, the new moon, was aligned with the sun. And so the mind and the soul are together with the sun and the moon. And when we understand that, we transcend time. So this movement of the sun and the moon together, and then coming through these fourth and fifth moons, it was just such a strong couple of days where I didn't know what I was doing. I felt like a puppet. I was just being pulled here, there, and everywhere. And I was struggling, and I was like, oh my God, I'm just listening to my ego being in suffering mode. Instead of saying, hey, let me chant some mantras and do some meditation maybe for a half an hour and then go back and do my work. And that's what I did. I would just, every time I felt like this energy was knocking me off, I just stopped. I stopped what I was doing. And then I just went into a meditation, chanting, and came out the other side and was empowered and had all this energy. So the divine is always saying, what do you want to play out? Do you want to suffer, or do you want to grab on to a mantra, which is the god or is the goddess? Just like someone calls your name. They say, hey, Sucharita, or hey, Mary, or hey, Jim, or hey, Padma. So they say your name, and you will look in a crowd. You will recognize the voice or the name that the voice is calling out through the crowd of people. No one else will turn. That you will, though, because you recognize your name, that energy. So the gods and the goddesses, they just like, yeah, okay, who, what? So that's where the saying comes, don't use the Lord's name in vain. Like, don't just say it for fun, because they will show up. And then what do you want from them? But if you're cussing them and have negative thoughts, they'll be just like, oh, well, I guess you need me to kind of clean that up. And they'll pound it out of you, so to speak. And some people say that, they go, oh, I wasn't alert enough to realize that I was chanting the mantra, the divine being came, whoever they were chanting the mantra to. But this is the beauty of the mantra as well, is that it protects the mind from any negativity. So even if thoughts come up, doing the mantra will protect those who are conscious of why they are practicing a mantra. They're invoking that being to come in, that consciousness, to raise their vibration. And when we raise our vibration, say, for example, up to the third eye or the crown chakra, we are the king, we are the queen. We were not thinking, oh, put a crown on me. You feel that elevation of your consciousness, and it makes you to feel full of joy and happiness, and like you don't have a worry in the world. Just like kings and queens, they don't have to go with any money or anything. They just go and say, hey, I want that, or hey, can you go get that for me? And nobody says, okay, well, that will be, X amount. So we want that consciousness where we will be experiencing, as the Maharishi said, the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi said, the money is in the bank. You have to get to that point where your consciousness moves from that already automatic no or negation. Oh no, how's that possible? It can't be there. I only have this amount according to my statement. So I don't know what she's talking about or he's talking about. But if you really, really go beyond what you see and you put extra zeros behind the numbers that are there, then your consciousness will start to attract those opportunities to you. And you may think, oh, yeah, sure, Sutrita. Trust me, I've been on this path for a long time, and it does work, even when I don't believe it. So belief comes after the fact, where you just say, okay, I don't believe this, but I'm going to call on the goddess and I'm going to stay as positive as possible. That's what faith is. It's utter positivity. It's even beyond your negation or your suffering, that you can't even think about joy. When people are thinking, oh, all the pain, all the suffering that I've gone through, why are you even back there in history? Just close that chapter. It will always be there for you to open it again for entertainment value, so you can get into it some more. But take some time out and then merge with this goddess energy. And then you can go back to your, misery seeking self. That's what we want to do as well, is go right into our miserable situation, right to the bottom of it. And that's what I do recommend. You go right into it and you go to the bottom of it. And then you say to yourself, am I going to keep going and just be lying around and moping and saying, I wish it could have been this way, or shoulda, woulda, coulda, or I hate myself, or I hate the other person? All that stuff is just like the ground. You are on the ground. You're not even at curb level. So when you hit that bottom, that rock bottom, and you can't go down any further, then the only way is to go up. However, if you've been practicing your mantra, you can be from the ground, not just to the curb, but you can be springboarded. You can be right in the throne of the goddess, because she knows when we're so tired and we are sick and tired, and we've been doing it for a long time, we've been messing up for a long time, and we're trying different things and it's just not working out. And we continue to do it. We get up every day and we do our best. The goddess will say, all right, here's the way out now. So the way out is the way in, and the way up is when you've hit the rock bottom. And generally speaking, probably 99% of the time, people jump on a spiritual path because they're going through some crisis in their life, and they can't find the answers anywhere else. So guess what? Globally, we are all there. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we're going to get vaccinated and there's going to be some sort of chip in there and we're going to be tracked. Everything in our life is going to be tracked, or we're going to take this vaccine and it's not going to do too much, and then we'll have to take another vaccine. We don't know. So the goddess will help us to find a way around all that. Our energy will be high. Our energy will be, it only takes 1%. 1% of the whole population of your place. So that might be you in your neighborhood. You're the only one who's meditating. I doubt it, but you might be the only one who is really doing some spiritual practice every day, chanting a mantra or meditating or watching YouTubes, filling your consciousness up with spiritual knowledge and wisdom, because wisdom, again, is that experience. You have to experience it. You have to have that communion, that dance. And even if it is for a split second, something happened, some shift happened. And so your consciousness can be that you're the one that 1% who is going to be that conduit or to be that representation of an evolving human being. And not because you're like, hey, I'm on my soapbox and this is what I'm going to do. Ooh, no one signed up for that. So we are just doing it because we are in a crisis and we can't find a way out. And somehow we are here. And you're so blessed because you're with a Sadguru, meaning he's going to reveal, Dr. Ply is going to always reveal to you what the truth is. So you will see through all this illusion. You will see through all this challenging, all the challenges everyone is having, all the pain, the suffering, and you will pierce through it, not with your eyes. Your being will pierce through it, and you will see that, okay, I can be here. I can be a light unto others. I can just be my own example of how I could choose to struggle, or I could choose to grab onto this goddess energy coming in that is aligned with the cosmos, and it is waking up something inside of me. So we're going to, you can check out on Astrovet Ply Center all about the goddess telepathy, and then you can participate in those paid services. And then collectively, what we're doing is we are raising the vibration of the whole planet. So it's not just something for our individual selves. Of course, we're going to benefit, but the whole planet is going to be raised. The vibration of the whole planet is going to be raised through these sacred sciences that Dr. Ply has been commissioned to and has been given the authority to bring this kind of consciousness into the earth plane. Whether anyone understands it or believes it, there is no doubt, because you will start to see it. We've seen it through all the challenging times that we've had in the earth plane as over the past few decades with Dr. Ply. So anyone who is studying with Dr. Ply, including you, and you can be brand new to the teachings, or you can have been around the teachings, you can come and go. Dr. Ply always says the door swings both ways, so it's totally up to you. But when you do come and you do participate, you will experience a shift in your consciousness, and that's what will keep helping you to go for your highest, that highest self-esteem, your divine self. And then that's where miracle consciousness is. So without further ado, let's get into it. And then once we come out of the meditation, I'll share a little bit more about what's going on with Ganesha. We are going to be doing 21 days of free, it's free, every night chanting 1008 chants to Lord Ganesha. And then how many ever people join, then it's going to be exponential. So you chant 1008 times on your own, but then if there's hundreds or thousands of people joining, then you will benefit. Everyone will benefit from that collective consciousness. So it'll be 1008 times 1008. So that's how the divine works, is that you ask the divine, come help us. Then you take one step, and what does the divine do? Takes 1,000 steps towards you. So we don't have to do too much. So 21 days or nights, it's going to be in Eastern Daylight Savings Time. I think it's going to be 10 p.m. And if someone is here from Ply Center, if you could pop that link on to the chat as well, then people can read about that. Ways to connect with Lord Ganesha, because his birthday is coming up. We want to prepare ourselves. We want to birth that consciousness into us. Ganesha is all about success. So he does remove obstacles. He's the supreme being. He's the first. So if you have felt like you're the last, or everyone has everything and you don't, then that consciousness is something that you might want to explore. And I'll be very happy to be bringing this call to from the divine, and then everyone coming in and hosting that participation, so that after the 21 days or during the 21 days, we're going to hear about miracles. If you have never experienced miracles, then come and participate, and you will feel Ganesha. You will understand, whoa, this isn't just an elephant-headed being who has a pot belly and he rides a mouse. That's kind of strange. You're going to feel him in your belly. Your belly is going to be on fire, because that's where he is. He's at the root chakra, the Muladhara, and then the sixth center, the Swastisthana, and then also the navel chakra. So people always say, what do those chakras mean? They're energy centers. They are that which aligns you with the divine. It's what your passcode is for the Wi-Fi. So Ganesha will remove all that. He will open up your consciousness so the Kundalini energy can then raise up to the third eye and then up to the crown chakra. And you are just present to everything happening so smoothly in life with grace and ease. And people will be like, what are you doing? How come everything is happening? This isn't this like the most terrible time that everyone is going through? And you're like, I guess it's okay. Or if you know people who are participating in Ganesha services, there are Ply Center Academy courses. I do special Ganesha coaching services where you will find out who your two special angel Ganeshas are. So one is associated with your birth star, and then the other associated with the moon phase that you were born. And I'll take you through a process, a journey to connect to those two angels. As even the Bible says, we're born with at least two angels, but where did they go along the way? So we want to get Ganesha, the angel energy, back into our consciousness, and then have him guide us in our lives. And so many people who have had these coaching sessions, they have just like, oh my God, I don't have to pray to anybody else. Although Ganesha will show me who to pray to. So it makes your spiritual path more graceful and easy. And in the life, you will find solutions to your problems that you didn't even think that is a solution. It will just be, oh, wow, that got done. So that is available as well, the coaching. And then there are, Dr. Ply is going to take everyone through who wants to join that. I think it's 4 or 5 or maybe 6 or 7 days. It's going to be an intensive practice where Dr. Ply is not only going to bring Ganesha into the earth plane, but different forms of Ganesha, and especially Haramba. Ganesha is a gold Ganesha, and he brings kings and queens consciousness. The gold is the divine currency. So we need to resonate with the divine currency so that we will have the currency that we have here on the earth plane, whatever that is going to be anymore. If we can't be giving out paper money or coins anymore because of the COVID, it'll be tap, tap, tap. So we won't even have physical currency. So we will need to have that consciousness that will want to build our bank account, and then find ways to do that. So we'll talk about Ganesha after we come out of our practice. All right. So the important thing is that we are going to merge with this golden goddess. She is extremely beautiful. Her role is to bring you wealth, happiness, fun, and lots of material blessings. Vyasa, I actually have a little statue of Vyasa. And Vyasa is this sage. He comes in to the earth plane during Guru Purnima. And Guru Purnima is the full moon of the Guru. It's the period of time where there's 12 or 13 full moons in a year. And the full moon in July is when we celebrate Vyasa. So Vyasa wrote the Vedas and other sacred texts, also the Mahabharata. And he's a great being. And so this is a very small image. So I'll try to get up close and personal for you to see. So there he is. And maybe afterwards you can expand your window. And he fits into my hand. And Dr. Ply shares, if you hold on to an image, whether it's Vyasa or any image, whether it's the goddess, that energy will be transmitted up your arm and into your brain, because we do so everything with our hands all day long. We talk with our hands, we wave with our hands, we do work with our hands, we type, we text. So everything is with our hands, and the hands have tremendous chakras in them, as well as the feet, the soles of our feet. So these power chakras or energy centers, psycho-spiritual energy centers, will fire us up. So we won't even know, we'll be thinking something else, and our hands will be doing something better to better our lives. We'll think, oh, I'm writing this email, and she said this and he said that. And then our hands will say, put that in the draft folder and then go look at it later on. And you'll forget about it. You'll be just like, okay, all that yuckiness is gone. And then you'll, oh, geez, I have to send off that email. You'll go to the draft and go, whoa, what was I thinking? So that's how you will pause more. You will do the right thing at the right time. So Vyasa is the being who brought in this energy of the ancient Draupadi for this time period in 2020. So we're going to call on Vyasa to bring in Draupadi through Dr. Pillai in this meditation process. And if you know the chant, you can chant along, or you can just listen, or you can just listen to it, the whole thing, and go inside and dive in. And maybe you'll see with your inner eye, or you'll feel with your body, or you'll hear something. So we're going to put her into all our sensory organs, and that consciousness, it will just, sometimes we feel a pop in our head as well. It's like, whoa, something just went off. And that could be the neurons firing, or it could just be an energy that's congested and it pops and it releases some memory of the past. And you just kind of like, oh, yeah, that memory. And then there's, no, I'm not going to go for that. It's just going to be marginalized. And the goddess is going to bring me to my center and bring me to that experience where Dr. Pillai's energy is around this mantra. So you'll hear my voice, but Dr. Pillai's energy is going to be coming through, because trust me, I'm out of the way on that one. And as we are with all of our spiritual practices, we really aren't doing anything. The god or the goddess or the spiritual master is helping us to grow our soul's intelligence and raise that vibration. So they're doing it for us till we get to that point of mastering it. And then even when we master it, you don't stop. It's like doctors, they will go through their education, and they'll go through their professional school, they'll get their MD or PhD or whatever it is, and then they'll keep practicing. They haven't mastered, they've mastered the academic process and then have some experience, but they will just keep mastering it and mastering it. Or anything that you do, you know, in computer technology and health and law, whatever you are doing in your life, even parenthood, we will always be practicing being good parents or good children or whatever. We want to be our best version of ourselves. And we always need to check inside of our being to see who really is the master of our soul or our destinies, or it's that consciousness that needs to wake up. So let's experience it. Closing your eyes and putting your attention internally. Once you close your eyes, you go down into the base of your spine, around the tailbone area, or if you can't pinpoint it with your awareness or your attention, then just imagine it being there in your pelvic region in general. So with your attentional energy, you're going to wake up Ganesha consciousness. His birthday is coming up. We're going to be birthing him into us. We're going to be building it. So feel it now, pouring down your legs, into your feet, into your toes, into the earth plane. He helps you to feel unstuck from whatever situation you feel stuck. Imagine a reddish orangish light pouring down and back up again. swirling around. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Now imagine a ray of light shooting up your backbone, piercing all the chakras that are stacked up on top of one another. In your subtle body, the spine of your subtle body that corresponds to your backbone in your physical body. This ray of light shoots up through the brain, through the top of the skull, and goes into the space. We're going to call on Ganesha to enliven this ray of light, or Sushumna in Sanskrit, your divine Wi-Fi connection. Om Gam 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 Om Gam. Feel this ray of light keeping you steady, activating the chakras. We'll begin at the base of the spine and enliven the chakras so they're radiating out beyond the body, sending signals to the divine in the different levels of the chakras. So the sounds will be the keys to unlock the secrets of each of your chakras. Today, base of the spine. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest. Move up to the throat, clear the throat. Move up to the middle of your brain, the third eye. Float back down to the base of the spine and also the legs and feet. Connect with the earth element. Na, 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 na. Move up to the navel chakra, the belly. Fill it with water. Ma, 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 ma. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest, also down the arms and hands and fingers. Set them on fire. She, 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 she. Move into the throat, the mouth, the nostrils. Connect with the air element or the prana, the life force. Wa, 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 wa. Now move up to the two eyeballs. Keep them steady, still. The right and left brain. Connect with the ether, akash, or space. Ya, 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 ya. Now, imagine Dr. Ply appearing bore you in a form you're familiar with or a light. The light radiating from his form is merging with your aura around your head, around your body. And that light gets into the pores of your skin from head to toe. Imagine two beams of light entering your eyeballs, piercing them, coming from Dr. Ply's two eyeballs. Lock on to those beams of light. Feel the karma in your eyes being burned, purified. Another beam of light enters your third eye, piercing your forehead, penetrating the pituitary, the pineal, the third eye. From Dr. Ply's third eye into your third eye. Lock on to those beams of light. Feel the chakras coming alive. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Your eyes are filled with light. Your third eye is filled with light. Your ears are filled with light. The two nostrils filled with light. The mouth, the tongue lights up. Visualize an intense beam of light piercing the top of the skull, coming from the heavens above. Pierces the skull, goes into the brain, lighting up the brain, lighting up the body. Be still. Focus your attention on your heart. Fill it with light. Your throat, your eyes, your ears, your brain, your mouth, your tongue. You're filled with the light of the goddess. Imagine the most beautiful being appearing, golden in color, in your mind's eye, filling your whole body with light, gold, joy, bliss, health, abundance, consciousness. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambika Atisundari Rajakamalambika Namaha. Feel your heart in your chest expanding, pounding with energy and love of the goddess. Your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your head, your brain, your whole being. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambika Atisundari Rajakamalambika Namaha. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambika Atisundari Rajakamalambika Namaha. Feel the empowerment. Feel the energy. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambika Atisundari Rajakamalambika Namaha. Move your body ever so gently. Feel her entering. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambika Atisundari Rajakamalambika Namaha. Feel her in your heart. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambika Atisundari Rajakamalambika Namaha. Feel her in your eyes. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambika Atisundari Rajakamalambika Namaha. Feel her in your ears. Om Vyasadraupati Mangalambeka Atisundari Rajagamalambekaye Namah. Feel her in your third eye. Om Vyasadraupati Mangalambeka Atisundari Rajagamalambekaye Namah. Feel her in your third eye. Om Vyasadraupati Mangalambeka Atisundari Rajagamalambekaye Namah. Feel her in your brain. Om Vyasadraupati Mangalambeka Atisundari Rajagamalambekaye Namah. Feel her in your mouth as you're chanting the sounds of her name. Your tongue lights up with the love of this Draupadi. Om Vyasadraupati Mangalambeka Atisundari Rajagamalambekaye Namah. Feel her in your face, in your body, in all the cells. The pores are lighting up from head to toe. Your chakras are all becoming enlivened by the goddess. Om Vyasadraupati Mangalambeka Atisundari Rajagamalambekaye Namah. Imagine Dr. Pillai empowering these sounds to vibrate through every pore of your skin, in all the cells, all the chakras. Om Vyasadraupati Mangalambeka Atisundari Rajagamalambekaye Namah. Om Vyasadraupati. High self-esteem, intelligence, wisdom, power, beauty. Mangalambeka, the most auspicious. Everything that is auspicious, everything that is positive, everything that is energizing. Atisundari, primordial beauty. Beauty of the mind, beauty of the body, beauty of the soul, beauty of everything and everyone. Rajakamalambekaye. Raja is royalty. Kamala is representing the chakras. They're lotuses. They're blooming like lotuses in your subtle body, in the spine. Namaha. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm bowing down on all my knees, touching the ground with my head. I don't even know what to do with this beauty and power and energy of the goddess. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambeka Atisundari Rajakamalambeka Namaha. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambeka Atisundari Rajakamalambeka Namaha. Feel Dr. Ply's grace and blessings, merging your consciousness with this beauty, power, energy of Draupadi, with all these qualities of happiness, joy, auspiciousness, royalty consciousness. The chakras are coming alive. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambeka Atisundari Rajakamalambeka Namaha. Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambeka Atisundari Rajakamalambeka Namaha. From head to toe, inside, outside, all around, Draupadi has merged with you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul. Peace to everyone on the planet. Peace, peace, peace. As you're coming out of your dance with the divine, the goddess Draupadi, make a prayer to Ganesha, to Dr. Pillai, for revealing to you what the goddess wants you to experience today. And slowly, slowly come back. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. So this is part of the call where I will say thank you, everyone, for joining. And we'll see you in about 45 minutes on YouTube, Ply Center YouTube, where Dr. Ply will be hosting the Fire Lab. I'm not sure what the modality is going to be, whether it's a full-on Fire Lab or whether it will be a Fire Lab that is modified. I'm going to leave it up to you to come and experience. I don't want to tell you what it is. We'll see what he does. And so you can experience that empowerment now that you have invited the goddess to come in and you're experiencing something being released from you. And then the goddess will unfold as you chant this mantra again and again and again, all throughout the day. So you can watch the recording here. You can watch Dr. Ply's recording, listen to his voice. In fact, that is the most powerful way to be initiated into the goddess. But she wanted to come and be a part of this meditation process. So hopefully you have experienced something that will shift your consciousness and help you to think and see and feel and observe and experience more positivity, more upliftment in your life, to raise your vibration to that royalty consciousness of who you truly are. You're God, you're goddess. So God bless you, and we'll see you in a bit. Then those people who are going to stay, you can post your questions to the chat or your shared experiences. Amelia saying here, wow, thank you so much for that, Sutrita. That's great. Bhairavi Judy Angle has posted the mantra there. So, Om Vyasa Draupadi Mangalambika Hati Sundari Raja Kamalambikai Swaha. Swaha is when you're offering to the fire. Namaha is when you're not offering, you're chanting. That's why we changed it from the Swaha to Namaha. So, oh, someone couldn't hear. Maybe their computer sound wasn't on. Sorry about that. I hope that you got to. Well, you can watch the recording. It will be immediate afterwards. So, Bhairavi Judy Angle has posted Ganesha chanting sessions that are going to be every day for 21 days. Are starting August 1st, so that's next week. And it'll go to the 22nd of August. So thank you so much for posting that. And then if we have the site won't allow posting to the website links. So maybe we can ask Radha, if you're here, Radha, if you can post the links underneath this YouTube, then people can be watching the YouTube, the replay, and then underneath they can see the links. But also please sign up for the newsletters for Powertime Practice. You'll receive them every week, and they will have all the links and all the mantra spelling and everything else that we shared about. Radha and Yajna are going to capture all the highlights and then send that off to you. So you'll see it all in one email reminder. So Bhairavi has posted, go to Ply Center homepage and look for free Ganesha community events. Yeah, so you can check that out. So Yogini is saying here, this is exactly what I needed to know. Namaste, Suchita. Oh, great. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm glad that it's exactly what you wanted. And then Arun is saying, thanks for helping us to look at the positive side. And that's what we need to do, to go to that spiritual state of consciousness and remain there. It doesn't mean that you space out, although you can gap out. If the energy is really strong and you're just, whoa, I'm merging with these divine beings. They're all around us all the time. It's up to us how we access them. It's through the mantras or through meditations or through rituals or through chanting or through proxy services, going to vortexes or vortices, spiritual vortices all around the world. Wherever you are in the world, there's spiritual vortices. So you can go into nature. That's a spiritual vortex. It can just be hanging out in your backyard, staring at a tree, because nature is God, goddess, and divine beings live in these natural elements. So earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So, and then those elements are inside of us. We rocked our chakras with them. The earth, water, fire, air, and space sounds. So we want to get into that state of consciousness where we don't really necessarily have to know intellectually or understand it or have that kind of knowledge. it's food for your thought, but then your thought is karmic. We want to go beyond that. So we go into a higher level of consciousness, which is to experience joy and happiness and enlightenment, enlightening up, uplifting us out of the funky energy that we've been stuck in, and thinking that's what we have for the rest of the life. The Buddha said that's the karma, but let's get out of it. And why he shared about the middle path, that's the Sushumna. It's focusing on your soul, that is that thin tube of light that's piercing the chakras and going into the space, and it's sending an SOS up to the divine saying, hey, I need a strong Wi-Fi connection because I want to be logged on all the time. We all know when we can't get a good Wi-Fi signal, it's awful. We're miserable. So when we activate the chakras and we align ourselves with these divine beings, we call them, we sing our heart out. It doesn't mean that we're in perfect pitch, because the heart knows. In fact, if you're in perfect pitch, you probably are trying too hard. As Dr. Ply shared, you just immerse yourself with the energy of the goddess, and then she will sing through you. Your heart and your soul will vibrate, and you'll just be like, who's singing? I'm not. Or who's chanting? Then you'll know, okay, I've had a spiritual experience. Herb is saying, thanks so much, Sucharita. That was very powerful and beautiful. I love how you sing the mantras. Oh, great. Again, that's the goddess coming in. Okay, so Kitty is saying, can you please tell me what is in that bottle that looks like my vitamin one? I saw Dr. Ply taking something from it and dropping it in the fire. Yeah, so this is, I won't reach back. It's the Shreen Razi Nambu herbs. This is for enlightenment. So Nambu is the name of the company that is bringing in these divine herbs. So you can go on to nambuherbs.com or Nambu Botanicals. Google it, or if someone knows what that link is and they can just pop it into the chat, that would be great. And then people can see what Dr. Ply was putting into the fire lab was Bacopa, or for Saraswati. I'm not sure what it's called. Like, this is enlightenment formula, but it has the Eclipta alba in it. And so you can get these Eclipta alba, or you can get the turmeric, which is in the Shreen Razi. You can get Bacopa in different different brands. But what's happening with Nambu herbs is that they're infused with phonemes. They're infused with very secretive mantras. So not only Shreen Razi, but there is a secret behind the secret. And even if you knew it, you have to have the permission of the Siddhas, the lineage that Dr. Ply hails from. And they were, when they were around, and they continue to be around, they get into the scientists' minds. They get into the healing professions. They get into medicine. They get into Ayurveda. They get into natural medicines. They get into holistic medicines. They even get into allopathic medicines and technologies. So the Siddhas are these enlightened beings from body, mind, and soul. And then their consciousness gets into everyone who is committed to finding out solutions to the problems of the world that people go through. So that intelligence is put into these capsules, and then you take this. So this one, enlightenment formula, is for the brain, chakra, body, health. And I've been taking Eclipta alba for, I would say, maybe 15, 20 years. Anyways, when Dr. Ply said start taking it. And then when Nambu herbs came out, whoa, it took it to a whole new level. So when we ingest these herbs, or when we offer them to the goddess or the god through the fire, we're actually helping them to commune with something that they're familiar with. It becomes like a medium for them to do the dance of alchemy. So the transmutation from the divine intelligence into something physical, and then that gets transmuted and then transmitted to us. So spiritual transmission is also called darshan in Sanskrit. So the darshan is what we want to get, the intelligence, the wisdom that comes through that. So when Dr. Pillai offers it, I was so happy to see him offering it, because when I was doing fire labs during Shreem Brazi and Wealth Rising and all those courses over the past few years, and doing fire labs here, I would offer the Nambu herbs because I just felt compelled to do it. And that was the goddess saying, hey, feed the fire, feed me what I can empower you to do. So when I take these herbs, then I'm ingesting the goddess, the consciousness of the goddess. So we want to chant to the goddess. We want to hear her. We want to taste her. We want to feel her. We want to know her. We want to dance with her. We want to meditate with her. So any way that we can, that will empower us to have that experience. And then it also, when you take Nambu herbs, or anyone takes them, including myself, I feel that I'm so protected. I don't feel my energy kind of going up and down, especially during these times where the cosmic dance is going on, or whatever the play of the cosmos is, and this coming into the earth plane. I just feel like I'm so out of sorts. Then I take the herbs and I'm steady again. So Melba saying, sorry, I didn't mean on top. I meant I love you, goddess. Oh, okay. Oh, there I go. Just talking about things that aren't even part of the question, but hopefully that's been helpful for people. You can see the Ganesha in the background. He is a Ganesha that has 3 heads in this image, and it's about 2 feet tall. And it was empowered for months and months and months. This was years and years and years ago, maybe close to 20 years ago. And he is Neem Ganesha. So Neem energy has a lot of healing energy. And so he's also called like a tantric Ganesha. And the true meaning of tantra is that you are dancing. Tantra means that you know the energy, this communion. Like Christ said, you have to prepare yourself like the bride is preparing for the groom, or the groom is preparing for the bride. You're just so excited. You can hardly wait till she comes. That's what we want. And everybody's in anticipation. And then finally she shows up and they're facing one another, and everybody, they hold hands and everybody starts crying, and there's a whole thing going on. It's the union of the souls. So that's what we want to experience. Yoga in its truest sense is that union with the highest intelligence of who you are in any given moment in time, not somewhere down the road. So all the tools are there to help to give us that experience. Is that Ganesha statue be placed in a certain place in home, like the north or the south? Good question, Katie. So all images can be, and if you're going to worship them, then have them in, if you can, in your house, preferably in a northeast location of the house, or a northeast room. That northeast is where the gods come in. So it's like the doorway's open, the gods come in. If you can't, for whatever reason, then as long as they are facing towards the north, towards the northeast, or towards the east, meaning their back, so Ganesha's back is to a western wall, a southwest wall, and he is facing towards the northeast. So we want to look to where God is, and that energy just comes naturally. That's the study of the science Vastu. So like feng shui, it is the directional strength of how the cosmos communicates with us. So when you're facing towards the north, you're facing towards health and wealth. So Lakshmi, Shreem Brazi consciousness is in the north. So you want to look towards the north and you'll feel the difference. And just try it out. Turn your body and face the south and you'll want to go to sleep. Or go space out, go into deep spiritual energies. So more activity is in the north, and you can see it, as Dr. Ply shares, in continents. Or even neighborhoods. So the north part of the city versus the south part of a city. Just see what's going on in the north or the south of your city, your place, even your neighborhood, or the country. So North America, South America. What's the energy? What's the economy like? North America versus South America. So in the north, there's a lot more wealth, consciousness. It's a consciousness, and then it expresses itself in the earth plane. So hopefully that helps for you. Katie asked that question. All right, are there any other burning questions or shared experiences? It's 11:30 here, Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and what I'd like to do is to wrap up so that you can prepare yourself to, maybe you can have a quick shower or at least splash some water on your face. You can be lighting a ghee lamp or a candle. You can have an incense going. Get into a state of receptivity so that when we are all watching Dr. Pillai do the fire lab, host the fire lab. He's not just hosting it like, oh, here's entertainment. He's going to be really throwing a lot of divinity into it. And you want to be seeing with your third eye. So you don't want to be thinking, oh, I'm so tired. So splashing some water, cleansing yourself, brush your teeth, get into something comfortable, clean clothes, comfortable, clean clothes if you can, and then be ready and face the east or face the northeast or face the north direction if you can while you're watching the fire lab, and then share with us what you experienced. Kazam is saying here, or Sazam, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it properly. Can I light a coconut oil lamp instead of the ghee? If that's all you have, then sure, why not? So the ghee is what the goddess loves. And then if you have a candle, that might be better to use in this case. If you don't have a candle, then God only knows what you can and cannot do. But the ghee is something that you want to explore, the ghee lamp versus a candle versus coconut. So you try them out and then you feel what you feel. And as Dr. Pillai has shown us, and as we observed, participating in the fire ritual that was modified with the ghee lamp, whoa, you really felt the goddess coming in and the divine beings he was calling on. So Melba's saying, how do we schedule a coaching session to find out about our I'm not sure what bandana means, but I think it's Ganesha angels. What you're born with, your Ganesha angels. So there's Ganesha angels that represent your star, the nakshatra that you were born under, and then also the phase of the moon that you were born under. So those are the Ganeshas. I think that's what you mean, Melba. You can just send me an email, sucharita@plycenter.com. I can post that here. There you go. And then there are several Ganesha initiation courses. So people say, well, I just want to chant Ganesha. That's cool. Keep doing that. However, when you get initiated into Ganesha, it's a process and it will take you lifelong. But with Dr. Pillai, he is like, speeding things up. Waiting is a waste of time. So what he's done is he's brought in Ganesha energy as per the Siddha tradition. And they've said, okay, you can bring Ganesha in this way during this particular Ganesha Chaturthi. Ganesha Chaturthi is the birth of Ganesha, so the birthday of Ganesha, the birth of Ganesha into you in 2020. So the years prior, there have been different Ganesha courses, and each one has its own initiation. So we're trying to build the consciousness of success, of abundance, of joy, of happiness. You always see Ganeshas with the goddess Lakshmi and the goddess Saraswati. So the goddess of wisdom, intelligence, Saraswati, with the goddess of wealth, health, beauty, prosperity, Shrimrazi, Lakshmi Shrimrazi, and Ganeshas. It makes sense. Remove the obstacles, allow the Kundalini energy to move, and then spend your money wisely or invest wisely or do things that are going to help you to experience prosperity without all that, oh my God, worry and anxiety. Not bandana Ganesha. Yeah. Well, it came out as bandana. I don't know why. All right. So I think I've commented on the questions or shared experiences that are posted on the chat. So that should wrap it up. Is there anything else? Nothing else. All right, everyone, so let's get ready. So be prepared as you can, as much as possible, as it is for you right now. Don't freak out if you can't, go and splash water on your face or brush your teeth or whatever, because wherever you are, just go into a quiet space, pull out your phone, your compass, your app, and then just see where you're sitting. Find out where the north direction is. So you'll be facing towards the north or the northeast or the east, if it depends on what you can be doing. So, and a lot of people drive or they're shopping or whatever they're doing during power time practice. You might want to now find a place, take this time, this 25 minutes or so to get settled in. You don't want to blink and miss this time with Dr. Ply. It is so powerful. So experience the goddess. God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining. Please share your experiences with one another through Facebook, through Ply Center Facebook, or the different courses that you may be enrolled in, and then invite people to come to Power Time Practice. It's free. And then we can get some lively conversations coming from people from all different courses so that they can share their experiences, and then other people will their curiosity will be tweaked, or their questions will be answered without too much participation. They can will know, oh, wow, that sounds like my life. I want to go and try that course out. So we'll see you. If we don't see you tonight, we'll see you tomorrow, maybe in one of the courses. That is most Ply Center courses. The live calls are on Saturdays and Sundays. And then throughout the week, we have the Wealth Actualization Formula. So I'll see everybody there during the daily chanting calls. And then please, please, please join the Ganesha 21 days. OMG, who will we be? What will our life look like after 21 days? And we all know how fast time flies. So we need Ganesha's grace and blessings to remove obstacles, to give us success, not just, okay, so get stuff in life, but to feel so empowered, and we're number one. We haven't, no matter what we've done, we haven't felt like we are in the driver's seat of our own life. So we'll wrap it up with that. God bless you all. Thanks to Dr. Ply for guiding us all to be here and enjoy this meditation together, this satsang, and we'll see when we see you next. Namaste.